In this training, we'll address the skill sets that independent life insurance agents need to develop in order to go from new agent or struggling agent to a thriving, profitable agent, and also to agency owner and business owner. If you can think of growth in telesales as picking up skill sets one by one, that's the simplest way to grow. It's growing responsibly as well. That's why we developed what we call and refer to as the Life Insurance Telesales Growth Ladder. The higher you climb, the more you earn, but also the more skill sets and experience that you need to pick up along the way. So the premise of this is to master all the skill sets at every rung of this ladder, and you'll be ready to go to the next stage. Now, the problem with this industry and with agents failing out at such a high clip is that agents are just getting too far ahead of themselves.
Has the whole world gone crazy? Am I the only one around here who gives a shit about the rules?
They haven't developed the skill sets they need to be where they entered the business. You have agents entering the business going straight to recruiting. They haven't developed the skill sets as an independent agent yet or even know how to build a business, right? Or you have agents that go straight to independent agents and they haven't developed the skill sets or weren't given the training to get them ready to even take leads yet. So I'm about to share some things that will get many of you to think. I want you to put yourself in one of these stages and at one of these rungs. Like, where are you in this growth ladder? So we have 4 stages, okay? We have the LoA Employee stage, stage 1. Stage 2 is independent life insurance agent. Stage 3 is agency owner. Stage 4 is business owner. All right, we'll start with the LoA or employee, stage 1 on this growth ladder. Now, here's a hot take that I'll start this off with. I firmly believe that the majority of independent life insurance agents out there should be an employee or on a free lead LoA program. Most agents should not be buying leads. Now, the reason for that is they haven't developed the skill sets needed to thrive as an independent life insurance agent, okay? You need to be eager to learn. That's the foundation of everything. You need to have consistent activity and you need to have a mastery of your presentation and your products. At that point, if you have all of that, you have a great chance of being successful as an independent life insurance agent, okay? Now, out in social media land, Digital BGA kind of gets a lot of complaints because we have a high cost to partner with us. That cost is just buying your first batch of leads with us. In order to join us, we don't contract everybody, right? And they're used to everybody just taking just their own contracts and it's free and, hopefully write business, not us. Because we want to filter out those LoA and employee types who we believe would be better off and have a higher chance of success there. Because if you're not willing to invest in your business, you don't have the confidence level, right? You don't have the confidence to invest in yourself, means you don't have the presentation down, you don't have products, you're not even sure if you can do the activity, right? You need to start somewhere to prove yourself, to gain those skills, to get a mastery of your presentation, your products, and understand just how much activity affects this overall business. High activity will win most times. Now, I want to say here that there is nothing wrong with being an employee or an LoA agent on a free lead program. This is where I picked up a lot of my experience. It's where my partner Nick picked up a lot of his experience at call centers, right? We were able to get the experience to master our presentation. And there's nothing wrong with being an LoA agent or an employee. Nothing wrong with it. I know very successful agents that have been with call centers or LoA free lead programs for over a decade, right? That are making 6 figures, multiple 6 figures every single year. And that's where they love to live. They don't have the risk tolerance that it takes to be an independent life insurance agent, right? So if you are successful there and you don't have the risk tolerance, you probably need to stay at stage 1, right? But if you're struggling, if you're not making the profits, you probably should take a step back and go work for somebody on a free lead program. Pick up those skills, master your presentation, master the products, understand just how much activity it takes to be successful. You'll see yourself grow based on activity and the experience that you get. And at some point, you're gonna have the confidence to move to be an independent life insurance agent. I can point out a lot of success stories, including myself, including my partner Nick, who have gone from an employee at a call center to a thriving independent life insurance agent, right? Because we had, and these agents have, that mastery of the script, the confidence to do the activity, the knowledge of the products, and that eagerness to learn. That's where I see the highest success rate in independent agents, coming from the LOA or W-2 model. Now, those who go from the LOA W-2 model, there's also some failures there. And those are the failures because the people who just see, oh my gosh, my agency's making so much money off of me. If I just go there, I pay this amount of leads, they do some math, I could just make a few more $1,000s a month doing it this way. Those that do it for the money don't do very well. Those that pick up the skills, they care about the mastery, the eagerness to learn, all of that, those are the ones that do well in the transition. So what I'm trying to say here is if you're new or you're struggling, master your presentation on someone else's dime, okay? Develop the most important skill set an agent has, and that's consistent activity. And if you're struggling in this business, swallow your pride, let your ego go, right? Rebuild that love of helping families, and then move when you're ready. Your mastery of your presentation and your products, your consistent activity, your eagerness to learn, that's the foundation to everything. Once you have that, you will be a profitable independent life insurance agent. All right, let's move to stage 2, independent life insurance agent. This is likely where most of you are watching this video are. So these are the skills you need to develop as an independent life insurance agent. The first and the most important is cash flow management. The second is reliable client acquisition. Third is building your agent brand. And fourth is developing systems around cross-selling, referrals, and client retention. Master those and you're ready to build an agency. Now, this is assuming you've mastered your presentation, your products, and you have consistent activity. That's foundational to everything. Before you get into any of that, that's foundational. I'm assuming you already have that. This is where you go next, okay? Okay, so the first and the most important one, the first rung on this ladder is cash flow management. I prioritize this over all others because it's that important. Without proper cash flow management, you are dead in the water.
You guys are dead in the water.
You have got to have enough runway to make it in this business. That is key. This business takes time to be profitable. Your first 2 weeks in this business should be to break even. You bought a bunch of leads. In your bank account, you were deposited the same amount that you bought or more, right? That's success in the first couple of weeks. We went through that on a previous video, right? You have to understand that it takes a while to build your pipeline, right? You're gonna get a hold of more leads that you just initially purchased maybe a couple weeks ago today, or 2 weeks from now, or next month, or the following month. Same thing with follow-ups, right? You're gonna make presentations, some will follow up and make sales, some might do it this week, some next week, some in the future. But you're building this asset, these leads, this pipeline that will start paying out in the future. A lot of agents don't give themselves enough runway. They're too hard on themselves. They think they need to be profitable because they see, agents writing 30, 40, 50,000 plus a month and think they should be getting there, and they're not even close. Those agents have mature pipelines. They know what they're doing. They have referrals coming in. They've built out some of these systems. So I say that because cash flow management is key. To understand cash flow management, you simply need to understand that it takes time for your pipeline to develop. With that said, here's another controversial statement I'll make, and what I believe will help a lot of agents out there. One actionable tip, okay? I believe agents should get a business credit card, brand new one, and put all of their leads on it. I say brand new because I don't want you to commingle with anything else you've done before. This is just for your leads, all right? Pay it off every 30 days. What you're doing here is you are buying yourself 30 days of cash flow, okay? By doing that, you pay it off every 30 days, you're not paying any interest on that. That will give you a lot more time to develop your pipeline, to get it paying out. You will have enough commissions by that time to pay it all off, and you do it again every month, okay? That is key. This is really a breakthrough strategy for the agents that believe in themselves. Debt in this business is good debt, okay? This is leverage to make you more money, right? Bad debt is the stuff where you just are living beyond your means and you put yourself on credit cards. That's the bad debt that, gets the bad rap out there. But this is good debt. This is leverage. This will help you in your business. If you believe in yourself, you believe in the system, do that. Buy yourself more runway if you're having a hard time cash flowing this business, okay? That's the easiest way to do it. But only use credit cards or debt if there's a replicatable system that you can follow, that you're seeing agents have success on, right? Only do that if you see that. If you're doing anything speculative or you haven't done your due diligence on the opportunity, definitely don't do it, right? You know, if you believe in the program, you believe in the system, you see agents doing it, the training is there, absolutely do this to buy yourself 30 days of cash flow, okay? So now you have the runway to make this business successful. Now let's talk about reliable client acquisition. First, let's define reliable. It's being consistently good in quality or performance, able to be trusted. So reliable client acquisition, you want to have something that's giving you a 3-to-1 ROI over the last 6 months. Now I say last 6 months because the last week, last month, last 2 months, that could have been seasonality that's you know, pumping up that lead. Or that could have been a hot trend, right? You know you have something reliable if for the last 6 months you've had at least a 3-to-1 ROI, okay? But what about consistency of lead flow as well? Do you have that consistency? Can you rely on where you're getting these leads, whether it's a marketing source, your upline, lead vendor, whatever it is? Do you have that reliability? That's the big piece of this. And you also want to think about, is your client acquisition source able to be trusted? Do you trust the firm generating your leads? If they're a third-party lead vendor, can you trust that the quality will stay the same? Can you trust that they won't rug the complete lead program away from you and take away everything you've built off of, right? Can you trust that? Because if you're working third-party leads, remember, they're making a profit off of every lead, okay? And for them to work with hundreds or thousands of agents out there, they would rather work with one source. We've seen it happen a lot, where a good third-party lead vendor generating a lot of business, they'll get scooped up and have one buyer from a call center or a life insurance company buy all of their leads and leave all the independent agents that were thriving in the dust. We've seen it happen so many times in this business. So you need to think about these things when you're thinking about reliable client acquisition. So this reliable client acquisition is what agents are fighting to figure out every single day in this business. And it will always be a battle. You'll always be evolving. And that's because different agent personalities match up with different lead sources. You know, lead source A may be great for, you know, these 10 agents that are putting up a bunch of numbers, but lead source B or C may be better for you to match your personality, right? To have reliable client acquisition, you need to focus and master one lead type only, okay? I see a lot of agents out there trying to diversify, take, you know, this lead source, and this lead source, and put them all together, because what happens if one of them goes away? This strategy rarely works in the long run. You need to master one lead type. Get as good as you can at that one lead type, because you'll be mediocre at those other three, because you're calling from different websites. You're calling from, there's different strategies for each lead type. If you can master one, you'll get a higher ROI on them, and you'll be a lot more profitable. Now, a lot of agents think, okay, well, what if one of them goes away? I don't believe in that, because new lead types and new lead strategies, marketing strategies, technology, they keep improving all the time. So when one lead goes away, something else is going to pop up elsewhere. We see it happen, okay? You don't need to take multiple lead sources. Take one, master it, get in a rhythm, get in the flow. That's how you become a highly profitable agent. Most agents want to diversify their lead sources, right? But also most agents are broke. And I can tell you this, if you master one lead type, just one, you're gonna feel the change if something's happening, if quality's, consistently going down, or something's happening with the lead. And at that point, a new lead type, a new technology, a new marketing, something will be there for you to pivot to, all right? Be in the present and work the leads that are working right now. Don't worry about something getting rugged from underneath you. Don't try to find a better lead. Get better at working that lead. Turn that 3-to-1 ROI into a 5-to-1 ROI, a 7-to-1 ROI, a 10-to-1 ROI, a 20-to-1 ROI. That's how successful agents work. They get good at one lead type and they master it. They don't worry about anything else behind them, okay? That's the best advice I can give you to get a reliable client acquisition. And while you're working on building out your reliable client acquisition, you need to be building your agent brand. Now, this could be done digitally, with your website with your branding, your email with your branding, or anything that you mail out. This could be done verbally. When you get off a call, you make a sale, you are their life insurance agent for life. You brand yourself at that point. When you're buttoning up a sale, you make a sale, you complete the application, every button up should be branding yourself, right? Talking about how you can help them. You are their life insurance agent for life. Remember, I'm your family life insurance agent. I also have many agents where at the end of a sale, right, they're about to hang up the phone, and whether it's a service call or a sale, they'll say something along the lines of, if you have any questions about life insurance or you know anybody that needs life insurance, who are you going to call? Basically saying, what's my name, right? So they're branding themselves. What's my name? And they're saying it on every single call. So they think about them, okay? Branding can also be done locally. So if you have an office or if you're active in your community even and you work from home, right? You can be at community events. You can be in local publications, local radio, local TV even. Now, that is a very cheap way that if you do it over time, consistently over time, you could be the life insurance agent in your community. So you want to be branding yourself as you're going and figuring out that reliable client acquisition. And also at the same time, you want to be building your cross-sell, referral, and retention systems. I wouldn't worry about cross-selling and learning new products until you're profitable and you've figured out your reliable client acquisition. You can always go back to your book of business, call them, and start offering other products, okay? So don't worry about this just yet if you haven't figured out reliable client acquisition. However, I would 100% get your referral and client retention systems down pat, okay? This is something every independent agent needs to figure out. On every sale, on every communication, on every service call with your clients, your referral program should be mentioned. If you get a service call, I know a lot of agents will roll their eyes and not call the client back, but that should be an opportunity to build more rapport. You do what they need, change the beneficiary, payment information or whatnot, and then you ask for referrals and you do it the same way every single time. So you got to develop a referral program. How are you going to do that? Are you going to give them a $25 gift card? Are you going to give them a free accidental death and dismemberment policy that we have at Digital BGA? There's lots of different ways to do it, but you need to incentivize your clients, right? And they need to remember that. They need to know that whenever somebody talks about life insurance, you want them to think, okay, I have a guy, right? And so you need to be there to service their policy. You need to be there reaching out to them on their, maybe automate birthday cards or thank you cards, Christmas cards if you send them out. Like those are things where you will be front and present to your clients' minds. And that's what it takes to get people to call you. Do that over time and you will get a lot of referrals, okay? That's building a referral system. You need to figure out one, how you're gonna incentivize referrals, and two, you gotta figure out the automations to consistently be in front of your client base. And for client retention, make sure you're working your pending lapses, the missed payments, with as much emphasis as you're working your new leads, your follow-ups, okay? If you have the mindset that your clients will buy from you at least 6 times over their lifetime, hopefully that will give you more urgency to get those pending lapses back on the books, right? Even the lapses, the ones that lapsed months or years ago, those should be followed up with every month. So you're there when they decide to repurchase coverage again, because at some point their family was important enough for them to buy life insurance, right? At some point it will be important enough again. Something will happen. You want to be there. You want to keep following up. So pending lapses or those who have lapsed or fallen off the books, you need to have systems in place to make sure that they think of you when they need the life insurance. So now that you got all this nailed down, you're cash flowing, right? You have a reliable client acquisition system, you've branded yourself, and you've got these retention and referral and cross-selling systems in place. Now you're ready to build an agency. Now you can build an agency in many different ways, right? You can recruit, right? That's what a lot of IMOs will tell you to do, is go recruit, bring them more business, right? Or you can just hire somebody, an assistant, maybe an LoA agent, and start working in tandem. That's the most profitable way to do it. I'm telling you right now, recruiting for final expense, for mortgage protection, it's a dying trend. Absolutely, agents are getting tons of roll-up debt. You have all the fundamentals, right? You have that consistent activity. You have that mastery of your presentation and products as well, okay? You're ready. Now, you don't have to grow an agency if you don't want. If you're happy being profitable here and just making yourself more profitable, don't feel like you have to move to build an agency. That's not the end goal for a lot of agents, and that doesn't need to be the end goal for you either. Just know that there are so many life insurance agents out there that I know that have been in the business 10, 20 years. They're solo shops and they make $500,000, $600,000 plus a year. Don't have to worry about employees. Don't have to worry about roll-up debt from people. Don't have to worry about training agents. They're happy. They have these flexible, incredible lifestyles. They're doing great. So don't think that this, the next step has to be growing an agency. It doesn't. If you're happy with where you are, awesome. Keep, stay there. But for those that do want to move forward, stage 3 in this life insurance growth ladder is agency building, and stage 4 is becoming a business owner. Now we're going to do that in a separate video, so look for video number 2 coming soon.